Good evening. I would like to extend a warm welcome to the Dutchess Community College Annual Nursing Pinning Ceremony. As a member of the nursing faculty and my colleagues, we'd like to thank you for attending this special event. With us here tonight in the audience, we have Dr. Gambino, Vice President of Academic Affairs. Would you please stand? We also have Dr. Maiello, Dean of Academic Affairs. Ms. Trojas, Associate Dean of Academic Affairs. And on stage are the members of the nursing faculty, including our department head, Mrs. Inga Gretzner. And soon, our current graduates will also be accompanying us on stage as well. So this is their night, and we applaud them for all that they have accomplished. The pinning ceremony is a formal event steeped in history and tradition, and in regard to that, I ask that you please silence your cell phones. And if you have any younger children who are guests that become restless, please know that there is a large screened room where they can view all the festivities with adult supervision, and this will be in either room 205, 209, and 210, and we do have escorts as you go into the lobby that would direct you to that room, which is very close by. So thank you for coming, and enjoy this momentous occasion.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you all for attending this year's pinning ceremony recognizing the December 2016 and May 2017 Dutchess Community College nursing graduates. I am DJ Schofield, and I am the president of the nursing club here at DCC. Before I begin, I would like to recognize some people here tonight. First, our VIPs. Please stand to be recognized as I call your name. Dr. Gambino, Vice President of Academic Affairs. Dr. Holly Malella, Dean of Academic Affairs. Thank you guys for attending tonight, and thank you for participating. Next, I would like to recognize our wonderful full-time faculty of the nursing department. Please stand to be recognized as I call your name. Mrs. Grutzner, the department head. Mrs. Duda, nursing club advisor. Mrs. Kabash. Mrs. Lopez. Mrs. Ryder. Mrs. Moskowitz. Mrs. Lyman. Mrs. Powell. Mrs. Scaria. And our clinical coordinator, Mrs. Chetsky. And finally, sitting upstage are my wonderful fellow nursing officers. So guys, please stand to be recognized when I call your name. Carolina Monroe, Vice President. Michael Sanders, Secretary. April Houston, Treasurer. Thor McHugh, Fill-in Officer. And Joe Cohen, our SGA representative. We also have Nicole Domisco, who is our student-faculty liaison, but she unfortunately still has an entire year left of the program, so she's not up here right now. And thank you guys so much for everything you've done, because none of this would have come to fruition if it wasn't for my fellow officers. So the nursing club has accomplished quite a lot these past 2 semesters. However, all of these accomplishments would not have been obtained without the sound advisement of Mrs. Duda and the helping hand of the students who have become actively involved. Some of these accomplishments include events such as the fall and spring semester blood drives, breast cancer awareness walk, and a very rainy visit to the Museum of Natural History. In New York City, that is. The club has also provided opportunities to attend numerous educational dinners through our relations with the Professional Nurses Association of the Dutchess and Putnam counties. And of course, this very pinning ceremony has been brought to life through the hard work of the club and its members. However, more important than the club is our education. It's an education that has taught us what it really is to be nurses. Between communicating, showing compassion to others, and treating people in a complete and holistic fashion, we really learn what it truly means to be a nurse. So how do we define a nurse? There are many official definitions and competencies that are designated by professional organizations. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines a registered nurse as a graduate-trained nurse who has been licensed by a state authority after qualifying for registration. Pretty accurate, I'd say. National League for Nurses has competencies such as human flourishing, nursing judgment, professional identity, and spirit of inquiry. The Houston Institute has core competencies such as patient-centered care, teamwork and collaboration, evidence-based practice, quality improvement, safety, and informatics. All of these competencies nursing students develop through their time in nursing school and continue to uphold in their nursing career. However, I think there is another definition for a nurse, a prerequisite that all nurses share, and a trait that I see in all the people sitting right behind me up on stage, and that's the overwhelming desire to help all people. This has been evidenced time and time again throughout our 2 years in this program, between students helping each other and instructors taking the time to sit down with students needing help. It has been a circle of support and caring, and trust me, we needed it. So thank you, the faculty, full-time and adjunct, for supporting us and teaching us what it means to be a nurse. Give a round of applause for them. Taking it all in, we have had countless hours of studying, countless hours of stressing over tests, countless hours of envisioning popping a mannequin's head off during skills competency, and countless hours of not sleeping. None of this would have been manageable without the support of our instructors and our peers. We have been there to encourage others, and others have been there to encourage us. And of course, the support and encouragement of our family and friends through this long but extraordinary journey. I'm very proud to be standing alongside these smart, strong, and very tenacious individuals. I mean, some of them are pretty weird too, mostly. Regardless, as we prepare for our boards and our futures as nurses, we begin a new journey. A journey that will provide for many of us twists and turns, and most likely obstacles we have never thought we'd have to hurdle. But looking at this fantastic group of individuals who have helped me along the way more than they know, I am certain that any endeavor thrown at us will be met with our intelligence, our strength, and all of our tenacity. So, very recently, Mrs. Moskowitz and I were talking about Jane Goodall. She let me borrow her VHS copy of Among the Wild Chimpanzees, which I watched, and what I got from it was that Jane Goodall is even more awesome than I had originally thought. So after I researched into her life a little bit more, I found something that she said that really resonated with me, and I hope that all of us can agree upon. And this is it. Only if we understand will we care. Only if we care will we help. Only if we help shall we all be saved. The least I can do is speak out for all those who cannot speak for themselves. The greatest danger to our future is apathy. Every individual matters. Every individual has a role to play. Every individual makes a difference. Change happens by listening and then starting a dialogue with people who are doing something you don't believe is right. Lasting change is a series of compromises, and compromise is all right as long as your values don't change. I think the best evenings are when we have messages, things that make us think, but we can also laugh and enjoy each other's company. So, with that thought, please give a huge applause to the graduates of the Dutchess Community College Nursing Program. Now I'd like to welcome Dr. Gambino to the podium.
Thank you, DJ. Good evening, everyone. I'm delighted to be here to recognize and honor all of you, the future of nursing. On behalf of President Eddington, the Board of Trustees, faculty and administration of Dutchess Community College, Congratulations on setting and reaching an ambitious goal. We know that our nursing graduates have really made a difference in our community. Since the inception of the nursing program, Dutchess Community College has awarded over 4,000 degrees in nursing. It has been estimated that over 70% of all the nurses working in local hospitals and healthcare facilities are graduates of Dutchess Community College. We are and will continue to be a major provider of nurses in the Mid-Hudson Valley. As members of the 2017 graduating class, you will now be taking your place among our nursing graduates to uphold the excellent reputation that our nursing program has earned. You'll be entering a profession that is very demanding, but with great sacrifice comes great reward. There are very few professions that have the potential to so greatly impact the lives of others. You will improve the quality of life for your patients and their families on a daily basis. As you receive your pins tonight and march down the aisle at graduation on Thursday, I urge you to savor these moments. We hope that you remember your time at Dutchess with great pride and fondness. We are very proud of you and your accomplishments. Wish you all the best. Congratulations on becoming nurses.
Please welcome Dr. Malella to the stage.
I feel very honored to speak here today at the nursing pinning ceremony of the class for 2017. First, I'd like to begin just by saying congratulations to you, class of 2017. You just definitely deserve that round of applause. I know it has not been an easy journey. You have gone through a tedious academic journey, one that can only be successfully completed through hard work, diligence, and determination. Now, looking out into the audience, I can see there are many people here supporting these graduates. So first I want to take a moment to thank all of you, whether you are family, friends, significant others, or children. You have all made a difference in helping these graduates arrive at this momentous occasion. Graduates, please give a round of applause to all those who are here and have helped you to succeed at this point. Now, class of 2017, this is your time. It is an occasion to honor you for the successful completion of this major part of your education as professional nurses. This ceremony is a rite of passage to symbolize where you went and to declare with you your readiness and passage into the world to care for humanity in a professional manner. Every time you wear the nursing pin, I hope you will remember the faculty, the staff, and your colleagues at Dutchess Community College's nursing program that were part of your journey and your professional life story. I don't want to steal Dr. Grutzner's history of the pin, but I would like to talk a little bit about the pin and how that pin reminds you that from now on your mission is 3 in 1. First, to care for others. Second, to advocate. And third, to lead. Or at least that's what I believe it is. In other words, you are now ready to be a care provider to your patients, an advocate to your client, and a leader in any setting that you find yourself professionally in. I'd like to share a few thoughts about those 3 categories, about what I feel that is important for you moving forward, and some guidance. First, I would like to talk about the caring, okay? There is no doubt that I think DCC has imparted in you a broad range of the art and science of caring through its intense nursing curriculum. And because of the broad nursing knowledge, proficient caring skills, and professional caring attitude that you have acquired from our school, your patients and their families are the better for it. The country and the world, hopefully, are the better for it. And so now you go into the world as nurses whose whole sense of caring is saturated with genuine love, selflessness, and compassion. Note, however, what I think is really important is your caring should begin with yourself. If you do not take care of yourself physically, emotionally, and spiritually, chances are that you will neither be able to care for others optimally, nor be able to do so for very long. Consequently, you're increasing your chance of stress and burnout, and we don't really want to see that. So class of 2017, pay attention to your well-being. Take care of yourself even as you take care of others. Pay attention to your nutrition, recreation, stress, regular exercise, praying, meditation, and whatever else you need to optimize your well-being. Also, try to detox yourself, right, from the technology in our society on a regular basis. In this age of explosive social media, it is easy to get addicted to your TV remote, to your iPhones, to continually check your text messages several times a day or hundreds of times a day, to get engulfed with Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, LinkedIn. You get my point, right? I could just keep going. Make deliberate efforts to not get too saturated in social media and to unplug from time to time. That is part of the caring of yourself and your well-being. And when you care for your patients, do so with diligence, professionalism, and humility. Attend to them with respect and without being judgmental. Listen, and remember that many times you will need to listen more than you need to talk. You will be surprised how much you can learn from your patients just by listening. And what you learn from listening might be the very information you need to provide for them the best care and for others in similar situations. And also in your caring, be sensitive and respectful of differences and diversity in everyone. Now, apart from caring, the next thing is advocacy. That's the second component of your newly acquired mission as you take this rite of passage with your nursing pin today. You must remember that your duty to your client is to be a well-informed and caring advocate. Apart from their family, you might be the closest and most trusted person in the eyes of your client. That is why sometimes they pour their hearts out to you and share with you the most pressing needs, greatest fears, and highest aspirations. Your proximity to your clients gives you those privileges. However, in life, for every measure of privilege comes an equal measure of responsibility and accountability. Therefore, be ready to use all that data and information you gain from your patient responsibly and maximally for their interest, their care, and their advocacy. Finally, the third component of your 3-in-1 mission that today's nursing pinning and rite of passage entrust upon you, in my opinion, is leadership. If you have not thought about yourself as a leader before now, you better start, because that is exactly who you are. Every one of you, once you become a professional nurse, are a leader in whatever setting and position you find yourself in. Even though your mission is to care and to advocate, it is also to lead. You can only be the best care provider and the best advocate if you also see yourself as a leader to strive to demonstrate required leadership qualities in any organization in which you work. So you should determine that you should strive to be a leader, not just a leader, a good leader, a transformational leader. And how do you do that, you may ask? Well, there's no exclusive way or right way to become a transformational leader. However, I'd like to share with you a few suggestions. Begin first by finding yourself a mentor in the profession, someone who can encourage you, nurture you, instruct, and inspire you. And once you become a great leader, please be prepared to mentor others behind you. Remember also that a good leader, you must know your stuff. That implies continuing education. As a professional nurse, learning must not end here at the pinning or even at graduation on Thursday. Learning is for life. You can only broaden and strengthen your practice and leadership by continuing your education. It doesn't matter what type of education. It could be listening to the news, reading a professional journal, networking with others in and outside of your profession, going to a professional conference, or getting an advanced education. Just keep learning and growing. And finally, a good leader believes in themselves. Nurture your potentials and develop your self-esteem. I have high hopes for this class of 217, and I know our nursing faculty at DCC does also, and so do your family and friends. So with this in mind, make positive differences out in the field of nursing by caring for your patients, advocating for your clients, and becoming a leader to others in the field of nursing. Once again, I congratulate you on this achievement and wish you the best in this wonderful profession.
Please welcome Mrs. Grutzner for the History of Nursing Pins.
I'm sorry, I have to move this just a little. because I have to give you the history lesson as well. But before I go into that, and I promise I'll keep it brief, you and I have something else to do. Would our adjuncts in the audience please stand? You can stay seated this time. Any of our adjunct faculty, please. We want to acknowledge, wait, hold your applause, keep it up, stay. Miss Bernadette Ryan, Miss Judith Rosenfeld, Carol Moran, and Miss Cynthia Paradiso, who are definitely guiding our students in the clinical rotations, and without them, well, it would have been a lot more difficult, would it not? So thank you to all of you. And I would like for Mrs. Powell to please join me. Mrs. Powell joined the staff here at Dutchess in January of 2002. So she just completed her 15th year of guiding students in the evening skill lab. And you may know our evening program is coming to an end. So Ms. Powell activities are coming to an end. And we at least want to acknowledge all of her contributions and one big fat thank you. All right, now to the history. The history of pinning ceremonies, the history of nursing pins, what do they represent? Why do we give them out? Why do we give them to you tonight? It could look on the surface that we're doing it to mark the ending of the educational path here at Dutchess, but it's just the opposite. Graduation is going to mark the ending at Dutchess. The pins mark the beginning of your professional path. Nurse pinnings are a rather solemn occasion which go back, believe it or not, to the 12th century, to the monks of the religious order of St. John the Baptist. When these monks tried to join the order, they had to take a vow that there would be slaves and serfs and always be subservient to their masters, to the sick, who whatever. And once they had given the vow, they were given the Maltese cross, which they displayed then on their habits to be easily identifiable. And over the centuries, many other groups took up that custom and gave pins or badges or something, some identifier to their memberships. But whoever who wore it, it was apparent that they were in servitude, that they had pledged themselves. Later on tonight, we are going to say the nurse's pledge, and there's no such language in that pledge whatsoever. We are now pledging ourselves to care for the sick. Nursing adopted the custom of these religious orders after Queen Victoria gave a Red Cross pin to Florence Nightingale. Florence Nightingale, some of you may not know, is the founder of modern-day nursing, and she did deserve the pin for her work in the Crimean War with British soldiers, where she became famous as the lady with a lamp, because she would make rounds every night to make sure the soldiers were okay. And that's why we have the lamp on the table, and that's why we lit the candles. Florence Nightingale opened her own nursing school at St. Thomas Hospital in London, and she gave nursing pins to her most outstanding graduates. Actually, she called it medals of excellence. It caught on. Other people heard about it and actually made it across the ocean. And the first pins to be handed out in the United States was at Bellevue Hospital School of Nursing in New York City, and that was in 1880. Now, Bellevue did it with a lot of class. Tiffany designed their pins. Today, school pins come in all different shapes, size, colors, and price ranges, I'm sure, and every program has its own distinct design. I'm wearing my pin, which I received in, 19-something. And my pin is actually in the shape of Florence Nightingale's lamp. So today, the pin is a symbol that conveys association to the program that you graduated from. And it symbolizes your honorable completion of an academically, physically and emotionally extremely demanding program. Now, I was curious to see what Florence Nightingale students had to do in order to get a Medal of Excellence, so I looked it up a little bit. Her students lived right next to the hospital. They had their own private room. Their meals were cooked for them. To get to class and clinical, all they had to do was walk across a walkway. None of them had family members depending on them. Certainly none of them had any children. And none of them had to hold down a job somewhere, which, by the way, is standard for this group of graduates up here, all of the other responsibilities. This is the 55th year for our nursing program at Dutchess. There were 21 graduates in the class of 1962. The youngest was 20, the oldest was 44. I think we're spanning the same range today. And I'm proud to introduce to you nursing graduates number 4,659 to 4,710. There you go. So what did our graduates have to do to get to this point? And if you don't mind, I would like to read from one of your journals. Select all that apply. Go for it. I have spent the last 2 years of my life in the nursing program preparing to take the national exam to be able to practice as a professional nurse. I never would have thought that one test would involve so much preparation and consume so much of my time. I have spent numerous hours every single week preparing for class, doing practice questions, all to get through the program and preparing me for licensing. When I think about the hours I have put in, it blows my mind. I certainly did not know what I was in for when I started this process. So I tell you what, we're going to change Florence Nightingale's Medal of Excellence kind of thing, and we're going to give you these pins tonight for something else. We're going to give it to you for your endurance, for your sacrifices, for your hard work, for your perseverance, just for sticking it through to the end, despite of all of us here, okay? Tonight is the celebration of all of your achievements. And we also achieved a milestone. Faculty and I say goodbye to you, our students, today, and in a few months, we're going to say hello to our nursing colleagues. Again, well done, congratulations.
Please welcome Mrs. Moskowitz for the presentation of nursing students, and Mrs. Lopez and Mrs. Ryder for the presentation of pins.
DJ Schofield. Carolina Monroe. Michael Sanders. April Houston. Thor McHugh. Joseph Cowan. Gregory Adams. Ashley Bernard. Elizabeth Perdomo Benitez. Jasenia Blanks. Tiffany Bonini. Erica Bradley. Patricia Braz. Dana Caruso.
That's my mom!
Vincent Casa. Chris Chesley. Amanda Cook. Dahania Carotis. Michelle Cunningham. Ashley Doheny. Jeannie Eagle. Alyssa Eckroth. Sean Garcia. Allison Ivy. Ronald Carreau. Ashley Keenan. Constant Kettle. Tara Karash. Samantha Krusco. Emily Linares. Maria Lombardi. Megan Lyons. Shanique Martin. Ashley Melton. Kayla Mendez. Estelle Mounier. Lindsay Merrick. Nicole Perlick. Sarah Personic. Sue Riley. Sabrina Regillo. Anna Carolina Rodriguez. Mary Ryan. Jacqueline Savino. Morgan Thompson. Karina Urbini. Tracy Vincent. Nikisha Vines. Jennifer Whelan. Katie Wilkinson. And Lauren Williams.
Please welcome Mrs. Lyman for the International Pledge for Nurses.
I'd like to ask all the professional nurses to stand up in the audience, please. In full knowledge of the obligation I am undertaking, I promise to care for the sick. Oh, stand, please. Stand. No, okay. Shorty. In full knowledge of the obligation I am undertaking, I promise to care for the sick with all the skills and understanding I possess without regard to race, creed, color, politics, or social status, sparing no effort to conserve life, to alleviate suffering, and to promote health. I will respect at all times the dignity and religious beliefs of all the patients under my care, holding in confidence all personal information entrusted to me and refraining from any action which might endanger life or health. I will endeavor to keep my professional knowledge and skills at the highest level, to give loyal support to cooperation to all members of the healthcare team. I will do my utmost to honor the International Code of Ethics applied to nursing and uphold the integrity of required district nurse. Congratulations.
Please welcome Mrs. Kabash for the closing.
Good evening, and I would like to thank everyone for coming to this very special pinning ceremony. I would like the graduating class to please stand again, and let's give them another applause. Standing ovation. Standing ovation. Believe it or not, I only have one quote that I want to leave you with. This will not be a 5-hour Nursing 112 lecture. It's by the author and football coach Art Williams. I'm not telling you it's going to be easy. I'm telling you it's going to be worth it. And nursing is the best profession that you could have chosen. I knew you would get here. I'm proud of each and every one of you. And I would like to welcome all of you as my colleagues. And now for the closing, if you will kindly wait until everyone leaves the stage and go out the doors, and we will then meet you in the Ritz Lounge, which is right across the hall for refreshments. Thank you for coming.
That don't kill me, can only make me stronger. I need you to hurry up now, cause I can't wait much longer. I know I got to be right now, cause I can't get much stronger. Man, I've been waiting all night now, that's how long I've been on ya.